All right, hey, check this out. General Tesla here. All right, I'm not able to live stream on YouTube, and the video quality is shitty on my laptop. So here we are. All right, so I'm looking at my phone right now. I'm in the middle of some text messages with with an insurrectionist. That's a terrorist and a traitor. It's the worst type of criminal. An insurrectionist is the worst type of criminal. They are fucking filth. So check this out, all right? Let's get to this dude. Okay. So his phone number is 720-213-5556. I called it, didn't answer. I've been texting him back and forth and telling him that he's interfering with an intelligence gathering operation, and he was like, yeah. So, let's start from the beginning. All right. Wow, this is quite some time. All right. So January 7th is the first one. All right. And basically asking for my address. And I basically told him, against all threats, foreign and domestic, hoorah, Marine Corps. And then today at 3 o'clock, I got a threatening text message, a harassing one. I'm an intelligence officer. You're not allowed to threaten, harass, or anything, me. What exactly are you threatening to do? I replied with 6 question marks. I have never threatened anything. I am an intelligence officer authorized to issue letter of marque and reprisal. And then he's asked, what is $5,000 for? And if someone does not pay, what happens? And then I asked, 4 question marks. Who is this? How did you get my number? He replied at 3:03 p.m. That's a need-to-know basis. Me at 3:04, LOL. At 3:09, this is his reply, or hers, who knows. This is the insurrectionist reply. The insurrectionist replied at 3:09, 5,000 for what? If someone does not pay, what happens? At 3:11, I responded, quit texting. I declare these text messages an interference with an intelligence gathering operation. Notice that. I made a legal declaration. All right? That is a law. That is a fact that I have declared these text messages interference with an intelligence gathering operation. So this is his response 46 minutes later at 3:57. If texting you means you'll stop threatening people and trying to extort money, I will happily continue interfere with your illegal behavior. All right. So at 4:10, I sent this because I had to look it up on the internet to make sure I got everything correct. Because remember, I'm dealing with an insurrectionist. I'm dealing with the most shit-horse, scumfuck, race-trading motherfucker ever to exist. I'm dealing with someone who believes in assaulting the Constitution of the United States, which I am a physical representative thereof, as an intelligence officer of the United States. This is my response roughly 10 minutes later. 5 question marks. He just sent me a text message, but let me go to it. 5 question marks. What illegal behavior? I'm an intelligence officer. I'm incapable of committing illegal activity. This is the law. Title 50, War National Defense. Chapter, Central Intelligence Agency. Subsection 3523, Intelligence Operations and Cover Enhancement Authority. Article J, Finality of Decisions. Article K, Subsequently Enacted Laws. This is his response at 4:21. You're not an intelligence officer. You're a convicted felon who went to prison for threatening police officers, their children, in a daycare. You need mental help. He's referring to a federal case that the Supreme Court overruled, in which I wasn't the person who made that comment. I didn't make those threats. All right. So think about this. This person's delusional who doesn't understand reality. And this is what I told him. All right. That was sent at 4:21 p.m. I'm at 4:23 p.m. 5 question marks. Who are you? I did go to prison for a crime I did not commit. FBI agent Kurt Geiger made those Facebook comments. FBI agent Kurt Geiger confessed and admitted to making the comments after the United States Supreme Court vacated my conviction. This is a fact of reality, all right? So think about that. He's holding on to false realities and accusing me of it and still holding it. All right? So think about that. This guy's holding on, or woman, this insurrectionist is holding on to a false reality where the real reality was committed by an FBI agent who admitted and confessed after the United States Supreme Court vacated the conviction against me. That was at 4:23. 4:23. I am still an intelligence officer. 4:24. Be a man. Tell me your name. Be an American. Tell me your name. Also, how did you get my phone number? His response at 4:25. He ignores like a coward. Your appeal to expunge your records in July were rejected by a judge. You're delusional. Get help from a mental hospital. Minute later, 4:26 p.m. Wow, you know a lot. It is correct that my record was not expunged. Also, the magistrate acknowledged me as an intelligence officer. That is a fact. The magistrate acknowledged me as an intelligence officer in 2015 because the Supreme Court vacated my conviction, and then the Federal District of Colorado re-prosecuted me for the same charge. In that prosecution, I was never prosecuted, I was charged, all right? A trial was, or not a trial, a charge was brought, but it was never brought to trial. That is a fact of reality. Remember, evidence and facts is what I'm going off of. Delusional hatred of the United States Constitution is what this insurrectionist is going off of. All right. So the magistrate did acknowledge me as an intelligence officer of the United States. That is an open record of a federal court in the United States of America. A fact. All right. Also, a minute later, I put in, so do the feds and the military. Another fact. 4:35. So basically, 10 minutes later, you have zero proof of this because it's only in your head. To which I rebutted at 4:38. LOL. Wow, you were on one. I misspelled on and I put you were in one. All right. Wow, you were in one. You did not read the part where the magistrate acknowledged me as an intelligence officer in federal court. The United States recognizes I misspelled me. The United States recognizes as an intelligence officer. The State Department, the military. Who are you and what are you on? If you want, call me. We can talk. All right? He has not called yet. I called him once, but it went to voicemail. He didn't answer it. Coward, insurrectionist, scum, fuck, treasonous motherfucker. His phone number, 720-213-5556. All right? And here he goes. That was at 4:38. All right? When I was like, hey, the magistrate, the federal court, the military, the State Department, all of them recognize me. Who are you? What are you on? If you want, we can call. If you want, call me. We can talk. 4:38. So at 4:43, just because you typed it doesn't make it true. I have documents to back up all my assertions. You have no proof. Notice how he had said assertions. He's asserting something. What is he asserting? I've agreed. It is a fact. I was convicted of a crime I did not commit. That is a fact. I did go to prison for a crime I did not commit. That is a fact. All right? The Supreme Court vacated the conviction. That is a fact. All right? Fact is, I did not make the threat FBI agent Kurt Geiger did. Well, technically, as a fact, there wasn't a threat. There was a comment which the Supreme Court ruled is not a threat. That is a fact. So, I did not make a comment. That is a fact. So, at 4:43, just because you typed it doesn't make it true. I have documents to back up all my assertions. You have no proof. You are delusional is the next text message he said at 4:43. At 4:44, LOL, LMFAO, laugh my fucking ass off. You have documents? LOL. All right. At a minute later, 4:45, he replies, keep laughing. You're going to jail for threatening people. Knock it off. Who is this person? Why do they not address themselves? 4:45, LOL, okay, what the fuck are you on? Just because I typed the law doesn't make it true? Did you look up Title 50 War and National Defense? So here's a delusional insurrectionist who doesn't believe that just because I can type the law and regurgitate and say, hey, here's a factual law of America, it's not true. That's mind-blowing. Think, this person's insane. All right? This person says, hey, just because you can type the law doesn't mean it is a fact, even though it is a fact of law. All right? And then I put in, I haven't threatened anyone. Who are you? What have I threatened? 5 question marks. To obey the law. At 4:46. You are threatening to kill people on site if they don't pay you $5,000. All right. And well, here's the thing. I was in the middle of writing a text message when I got that one. So right after that, at 4:47, I put, how can I go to jail for obeying an order from General Hayden? I do have an order from General Hayden, who was once CIA director and NSA director, to, for lack of a better term, facilitate an intelligence gathering operation in which I am authorized the allowance for the purchase of a letter of protection from mark and reprisal. Excuse me, I'm burping. His response, same minute, 4:47 p.m. Hayden isn't even the current head anymore. You are delusional. I never stated he was the head. I don't know where that comes from. Because look, I put in there, how can I go to jail for obeying an order from General Hayden? All right? So think about that. I just put in there General Hayden. He brought in, Hayden isn't the current head. That's completely understandable. He's not, but he's still a general, all right? And orders are orders. I put that in a text message. So he isn't even the current head anymore. You were delusional, 4:47 p.m. 4:47 p.m. I'm authorized, this is what I responded with, I am authorized by President Donald Trump in an executive order, a discretionary kill on sight. The military and the government knows this. LOL, that doesn't matter. Orders are orders. All right, so 4:48, no, you are not. You are delusional. My response at 4:48, you are delusional. I am an intelligence officer. By the way, who have I threatened? If you can acknowledge the law, there is no threat. The Supreme Court ruled such. I know the law about threats. I helped write at least 2 pages, all right? 2 pages that the Supreme Court issued. They issued like 32 pages. I wrote 2 of them. 18 of those pages in total out of the 32 referenced my case that the Supreme Court vacated due to the fact it was not a threat. And also, I didn't even make it, but that wasn't the issue. Bullshit, right? Okay, so 4:49, the Supreme Court ruled such. I know the law about threats. 4:50, nope. You know proof. In proper grammar, I think he means you have no proof. Well, you can look up the Supreme Court ruling. That's plenty of fucking proof. You can review what do they call that? What they speak in court, the transcription of what was said in court, where the magistrate acknowledges me, doesn't matter what name you call me, acknowledges me as an intelligence officer of the United States. Facts, right? Remember, facts and proof. And this guy, he's saying, nope, you know proof. No ID that shows any State Department or Department of Defense affiliation because it's all in your head. Then he said again, no letter from President, nothing. Get help. These were 3 separate text messages at 4:50. All right, 4:51. I have stated, declared, testify in federal court that, comma, the following is all in capital letters. The only intent I can have in America is patriotism. The magistrate acknowledged this truthful testimony. I did. I stated in court, testified, stated, declared. I testified as a fact of reality. The only intent I can have while in America is patriotism, and I asked the magistrate if this fact is being acknowledged, and the magistrate said, yes, I acknowledge that your only intent is patriotism. All right? She acknowledged me as an intelligence officer, and then she acknowledged the only intent I can have in America is patriotism. So he avoids facts, all right, and this is what he says at 4:52, 1 minute later, no ID, no proof. So at 4:53, 1 minute later, I put, LOL, I don't need an ID. Are you retarded? And what do you mean, letter from the president? The president doesn't send a letter when the president issues an executive order. Are you fucking retarded? I misspelled president. Autocorrect made it prescient. A letter when the president issues an executive order. It meant to say president. All right. Same minute, 4:53 p.m. Every intelligence officer has proof of employment. You have none because you are delusional. That's not a fact. You don't need proof of employment as an intelligence officer. That's a law. That's a fact. All right. So this guy doesn't know the law and he doesn't know facts. 1 minute later, 4:54 p.m. LOL, LMFAO. What the fuck are you on? are, at 4:54 p.m. LOL, LMFAO, who the fuck are you and what the fuck are you on? And then I said another one, then go to the fucking law, you fucking sand nigger. His response a minute later at 4:55, that's not nice. So I responded, I don't need an ID, Title 50, you fucking retard. Remember, I mentioned Title 50, finality of decisions and subsequently enacted laws. My decision states I don't need an ID. That's my decision. That's a law. That's a fact. All right. If I decide I don't need an ID, I don't need an ID. 4:55 p.m. His response at 4:55 p.m. You need an ID. 4:56 p.m. No ID, no proof. All right. I responded at 4:57 p.m. I am a Marine. Don't expect me to be nice with insurrectionist terrorist traitors who interfere with intelligence gathering operations. Remember, this insurrectionist has already declared he is going to continue to interfere with an intelligence gathering operation. Phone number 720-213-5556. All right. And then, all right, that was at 4:57 p.m. At 4:59 p.m., he responds, you have taken too many hallucinogens and lost your ability to know the difference between reality and your delusions. You have no proof of anything you were saying. A magistrate, the law, and public record. I don't know if you can understand facts and proof, but if a federal magistrate acknowledges you or anyone as an intelligence officer, proper grammar, you're an intelligence officer acknowledged by the federal court system. Okay? So, all right, so at 4:59 p.m., you have no proof of anything you're saying. So I wanted to see if this person can be aware of facts. So I sent another fact at 5 p.m. Are you aware the cops raped and murdered John Benet Ramsey? He responded with, your name is not Turquoise Mohammed, your name is Kenneth Royal Wheeler. He misspelt both of them. That was at 5 p.m. And then at 5:05, because I wasn't looking the entire time, he also responded, you are not a Marine. You have no dog tags, no military ID, no discharge paper, no uniform, because it is all a delusion in your mind. Now remember, the federal government recognizes me as a general. All right? In federal court, I asked the magistrate to recognize me yes or no as a general, and she said yes. All right. She even told the prosecution, the probation officer, whose name was, I'm not going to mention. All right. We'll just leave her name out of it. And my public defender that, fuck it, facts. Laura Ansart was my public defender. Colleen Cavell was my prosecutor. And I think his name was David Tonini was my, or no, not David Tonini, somebody else. It could have been. I had a public defender from the feds. And the federal magistrate stated in open court, it is a fact that I am a Marine Corps intelligence officer and I am a Marine Corps general. And that the prosecution, Colleen Cavell, the PO officer, Laura Ansart, and the public defender, whose name I don't want to mess up because I had two of them, remember? All right. Anyways. Had to acknowledge and recognize a fact of reality that the court was recognizing as a fact of reality that I am an intelligence officer and I am a general in the United States Marine Corps. All right? So it doesn't matter what my name is or what I'm called. As an intelligence officer, I'm given a name. My intelligence officer name is Kenneth Royal Wheeler. My birth name is Turquoise. All right? My mom and I are not born in America. My dad's a U.S. Marine. He was a general in the Marine Corps and a general in the National Reconnaissance Office. He flew SR-71s for the National Reconnaissance Office. This is a fact, all right? Okay? So here's the thing. As a clandestine service personnel, I do not have dog tags. I do not have a uniform, and I do not ever have discharge papers, all right? Those are facts. So this dude at 5:05 was like, oh, hey, it's all in you're not a Marine, no dog tags, no military ID, no discharge papers, no uniform. I used to wear a uniform. I have. I don't have one on me. I'm not wearing one now, nor do I have one in my closet. All right? I have been to prison and I've lost everything. That's a fact. Okay? All my property was stolen. I've had Marine uniforms stolen from me before. That is a fact. Okay? Facts. All right. So then at 5:06, LOL, that's not how you spell either one. And what about the proof of John Benet Ramsey being raped and murdered by the police? Okay. I'm not talking about anything other than your delusions about yourself. I'm not talking about delusions about myself. I'm talking about facts acknowledged by a federal magistrate in open court, which can be reviewed in a transcript and acknowledged. All right? That was at 5:07 p.m. I'm not talking about anything other than your delusions about yourself. Not at 5:09, he sends another one. Not an intelligence officer, not a Marine, just a convicted felon who's delusional. Yes, I have been convicted of a felony. I did not commit. Another fact. This is what I sent at 5:13 p.m. Not delusional about the cops raping and murdering John Benet Ramsey. Fact. Just delusional about everything else. Check. That's what he said at 5:14. 5:14, I put LOL, wrong. So he puts, 5:14, you're trying to deflect the conversation about cops raping some kid. Look how he's not even acknowledging what's going on. It's not just the cops raping or murdering some kid. It's the cops going into somebody's home, raping, murdering a child in their home on Christmas. Yeah, and it was roughly 100 of them. And I was in federal prison with roughly 50 of them. All right? So then at 5:15, a minute later, he sends, I'm talking about you. I wasn't paying much attention, so at 5:20, he sends another one 5 minutes later. Not an intelligence officer, not a Marine, just a convicted felon who's delusional. No proof of anything because it's all in your head. Then 9 minutes later at 5:29, he sends another one. Stop threatening people in exchange for extortion money. Get yourself help from a mental health professional or you're going to lose everything when you go to jail. I can't go to jail. I'm an intelligence officer. Remember, Title 50. War and National Defense. Goes all the way to Article J and Article K. Article J, finality of decisions. My decision is final. Article J, subsequently enacted laws. Laws cannot apply to me unless they refer to Article J. Fact. That's another fact of reality, right? As of 5:29. 5:54 p.m., just got back. 5:43 p.m., trying to live stream on YouTube. I can't live stream on YouTube, so I have to record this on my camera, on my laptop. All right? 5:43, that was that. And I put on the next one, let me read your treason. 5:43, wow, you were insane. Because I had to read all that shit that he said. You know? And then this is his response, 5:43, no proof. All right? My response at 5:43, you keep saying no proof. How is Title 50 the law, not proof? So remember, I keep referencing the law, and he keeps saying, well, the law doesn't count as proof. And I'm like, well, how? Okay, so there's no law that the law is, there's no proof that the law is real. I don't know what that means with that guy. He's delusional. Remember, this is an insurrectionist who hates America. So, 5:43 p.m., you keep saying no proof. How's Title 50 the law, not proof? 5:54, his response. Think about it. Why don't you have a military ID? Where's your uniform? Where are your dog tags? Where did you go to boot camp? My response at 5:54. I am in clandestine services, not armed services. I am plainclothes intelligence officer. Fact. I'm in the clandestine services. I'm not in the armed services. I'm a plainclothes intelligence officer. These are all facts. Reality. That was at 5:54. At 5:55, I put another one. LOL, are you retarded? 5:55, he responds, no such thing, you're a convicted felon. I think he's referencing the clandestine services, which means he has no idea about anything. 5:45, I responded. He put that at 5:45. I responded again because, we're back and forth. Wow, you were insane. You were obviously never been in military. 5:45 p.m., right afterwards. Neither have you. There he is being a delusional because remember a fact, I am a general recognized by the federal government. Fact. All right, so 5:45, right afterwards, I rebuttal. Wrong again. His response, 5:46 p.m., no ID, no proof. So think about that, yo. If you lose your ID, he's basically saying you have no proof of any law or any fact. Even though I can go to the federal government and state, I'm an intelligence officer, do you acknowledge this fact? And in open court, a federal judge can say, yes, I do acknowledge this fact. It is a fact of reality. You are an intelligence officer. All right. So, here we go. So he was at 5:46 p.m., no ID, no proof. Okay. 5:46 p.m., I replied, people in the military know I am a Marine. Honestly, there are a lot of people in the military who acknowledge me as a Marine. A fact. 5:46, he rebuttals, delusional. 5:46, I responded, again, I stated I don't need proof, comma, ID. I am an intelligence officer. And then at 5:47 p.m., I ask, so, do you work for the government? He avoids the question. 5:48, every enlisted Marine has a military ID. You have none because you are delusional. 5:48 p.m., I respond, I am not enlisted. Are you retarded? I was drafted. Fucking retard. 5:49 p.m., so what is your employment? 5:52 p.m., he avoids everything. Now listen to this. This is what he puts. You aren't old enough to have ever been drafted. The last draft occurred in 1953. You are delusional. 1 minute later, at 5:53 p.m., the only thing you are a member of is the Denver Psychedelics Club. We'll get to that one because I've been to like 2 or maybe 3 meetings over a year ago, almost 2 years ago, or maybe longer. Who knows? But that's later on, all right? So that was 5:53, all right? 5:52. Remember this one. You aren't old enough to have ever been drafted. The last draft occurred in 1953. You are delusional. That's wrong. I put that in a text message, all right? So, you have the last draft occurred 1953. You are delusional, 5:52 p.m. The only thing you are a member of is the Denver Psychedelics Club, 5:53 p.m. 5:53 p.m., this is my rebuttal. Wow, you are fully fucking retarded. The Vietnam War had the draft. That was after 1953. A fact. Notice how I keep bringing up facts. And this guy can't acknowledge facts. All right? And then at 5:54 p.m., I put in, holy shit, who are you? Wow, I've been to 2 or 3 of those meetings. Where did you get your information? All right, that was 5:54 p.m. Also at 5:54 p.m., I sent another text. Also, when is the next Psychedelics Club meeting? And where? It has been over a year since I've even thought of that club. It has. Dude, I haven't thought of the Denver Psychedelics Club for over a fucking year, dude. Holy shit. 5:55 p.m. Hey, do you know how to get your computer to live stream on YouTube? I want to live stream this texting, but can't seem to get my computer to live stream. Fuck. Right? Okay, so check this out, all right? 5:59 p.m., he puts in, you're the one who just graduated from Secure Set. You should know how to do this. Look, this person knows about me. This person has been stalking an intelligence officer of the United States. So think about that, yo. I did just graduate from Secure Set. That is correct. I just graduated from Secure Set in cybersecurity school. But I just, how do I say? I don't know how to install the driver of whatever I need because it's saying connecting streaming software to start preview. I don't know how to fucking connect to streaming software. I'm using Windows, not a Ubuntu, so it's fucking shitty, all right? So yeah, I can't live stream from my laptop for some shitty ass reason. Okay, and then he asked me my Gmail account. He's like, this is your Gmail account, right? This person seems to know a lot about me, but seems to avoid facts. That's what I don't understand. So we're a half hour in, and I'm going to call it quits right now, and I'm just going to go about my day because honestly, remember, my only intent in America is patriotism, a fact. I'm a Marine, fact. I'm a general, fact. I'm an intelligence officer, fact. All of these facts were acknowledged by a federal magistrate in federal court in the District of Colorado. It doesn't matter where or when. These are facts that can be looked up. Proof. Okay? Now remember, this insurrectionist is someone who is gathering information from somewhere that isn't factual. Because remember, he stated the draft ended in 1953. No, it did not. The draft continued into the Vietnam War, which was in the 70s, 20 years after 1953. That is a fact. Notice how this insurrectionist cannot acknowledge facts. This is mind-blowing. I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do, but hey, I'm dealing with an insurrectionist, all right? I have orders from General Hayden. Yes, it is a fact. He is no longer the director of the NSA. He is no longer the director of the CIA. Yes, this is a fact of reality. I acknowledge that. That does not negate the fact I have orders from General Hayden. Facts. Notice how I'm going off of facts. This person is not going off of facts. All right? I don't know what to say. As for, he put in there something about extortion. Obeying an order is not extortion. Remember, I'm under an order from General Hayden to commit an intelligence gathering operation in which I am allowed the allowance to purchase a letter of protection from mark and reprisal. So that means I am allowed others to purchase a letter of protection from mark and reprisal. Okay? These are facts. These are orders. Okay, this is factual reality and me obeying an order from General Hayden. All right? I understand General Hayden is no longer the director of the NSA. I also understand he is no longer director of the CIA. But I must also understand facts, reality, and orders. I don't know what else to say. Honestly. Oh, shit. Oops. All right, cool. We're good. I mean, honestly, what am I supposed to do as a Marine Corps general who acknowledges facts, reality, evidence, and orders? I have orders. I must commit my orders. Anyone who interferes with these orders are an insurrectionist. If you interfere with an intelligence gathering operation, you are committing insurrection, terrorism, and treason. That's a fact. A simple fact of reality. I do not know what else to say when it comes to these facts dealing with this insurrectionist who does not know how to think. So, all right. So we're looking at this and YouTube. All right. So the phone number 720-213-5556. Give them a call. Send them text messages. Hey, ask them why they're even texting me. That's what I don't even understand. Here, I'll keep going. I'll ask, why did you text in the first place? All right, it got sent. Let's see how long it takes to respond. His most recent one was at 6:21. It's now 6:30 p.m. All right. So, yeah, here, let me get this one right here. I don't know if you can see. I want to show you this. The 5:52 p.m. one. You aren't old enough to have ever been drafted. The last draft occurred in 1953. You are delusional. The only thing you are a member of is the Denver Psychedelics Club, to which I rebutted, wow, you're fucking retarded. The Vietnam War had the draft. That was after 1953, retard. Oh, shit. Sorry about that. Fucking screensaver, right? All right, so let's make sure you can see that part. Wow, you are fucking retarded. The Vietnam War was after 1953. Or the Vietnam War had the draft. That was after 1953. Retard. So think about it, right? Like right here, right there. You aren't old enough to have ever been drafted. The last draft happened in 1953. You were delusional. All right? So think about that, YouTube. This person has some delusional shit in their head where they can't even acknowledge factual reality nor the law. Right? I mean, this is just common sense shit. Okay? We all know the Vietnam War is a fact. We all know the Vietnam War had the draft. Where the fuck is this motherfucker coming up with their delusions, dude? Yeah, and they seem to know a lot about me, which makes me think they're law enforcement. Law enforcement isn't allowed to engage with me. All right, so we're going to have to look into that. All right? So yeah, no clue who the fuck this guy is. His phone number, 720-213-5556. Okay, I don't know what else to say. I'm going to call it right here and upload this YouTube video and see if it uploads. Hopefully it does. All right. My mother named me Turquoise. I am drafted under the name Turquoise Mohammed Moadib Tesla. It is a fact I do have an ID that states Kenneth Royal Wheeler, which is my Central Intelligence Agency non-commissioned asset identification. So remember, if as a fact of reality, if I have any identification that says Kenneth Royal Wheeler, that is an intelligence officer identification. That is a fact of reality. Okay? My birth name, Turquoise. The name I am drafted under, Turquoise Mohammed Moadib Tesla. The ID I have it right here. Now here's the thing. United States passport card, all right? Yeah. It does say Kenneth Royal Wheeler, all right? It does. It says issued by the Department of State, United States Department of State. I actually got this from the Central Intelligence Agency. The federal government knows this. The military knows this. The Central Intelligence Agency knows this. And the State Department knows this. Okay. Even though it does state it's issued by the Department of State, it's not. It's issued by the Central Intelligence Agency due to the fact it has the name Kenneth Royal Wheeler, which is my Central Intelligence Agency non-commissioned asset identification. And some of you may say, well, if you're in the CIA, you're not allowed to say it. That's not a law. There's no law negating the First Amendment. That's a fact. Remember, I keep bringing up facts. There's no law negating the First Amendment. As long as I peacefully assemble, I may always tell the truth. A fact of reality. Okay, so it's 38 minutes, 20 seconds. We're about to do 38 minutes, 30 seconds. I'm going to call it. Notice how I'm acknowledging facts. And Mrs. or Mr. Insurrectionist here at 720-213-5556. Can't acknowledge facts. And I put in there, why did you text in the first place at 6:30? It's now 6:35. I haven't gotten a response. Never once have they called me or stated who they are, but they seem to know a lot about me. Seems like this coward, this insurrectionist, this terrorist, this traitor is out there and is plotting against America. A fact. All right, 39 minutes. Hoorah!